let's head to Corktown, where Brightly Twisted creates their own one-of-a-kind products. We'll also learn about the butterfly dress, which has a truly powerful meaning. Take a look.
No matter who you are, you're welcome in Brightly Twisted. It's artwork being put onto clothing.
People have ideas in their head of what tie-dye looks like, and it looks really different than what we make. A designer here in Michigan came in and just looked at our things, and she says, oh, it's everything and nothing like tie-dye. And I thought it described our process perfectly. We use rubber bands, we use all the processes, but we have just a different way of looking at it. My husband Greg is the originator, so it started with him, and then I joined him, and we did it for about a year together, and then we hired our first employee, which was Zach, and then Alex has been with us the full 10 years.
We just moved to Detroit, Michigan in Corktown. We're trying to keep it so that you get a sense of Detroit when you're in here, and that we become a real stop when you come to visit.
Each of us make about 20 to 30 pieces a day. We all dye about 6 hours, and then the business comes after that.
We have an arrangement of different products that we provide here, all the way from just your basic accessories like socks, scarves, headbands, to higher end clothing. What we said from the beginning is that it's uncommonly pretty, and for me that reads as anyone can wear it. I don't think a lot of people think they can wear tie-dye, and then they see our pieces and it doesn't read to them as tie-dye. They're like, oh, this isn't tie-dye, this is hand-dye, like this is artwork that you're wearing. What we've done is we've created different designs and different colors and made it more accessible.
One of the most important things for fabric and the kind of fabrics that we choose, and the hand always is soft and has a good drape so that the apparel starts out as a great shape. And then we just amplify it with beautiful dye.
The designs we're known for are the snakeskin print. Zach actually created it all on his own. It was the first design that he did. But what we're really known for more is our color. We've just escalated the color. Barefoot is one of those colors. It's all different kinds of creams and tans, and that has been one of our most popular. And then we have one that's completely contrasting. It's called Stately, and it's all black, and it has bright colors at the bottom. Everything has a little bit of difference, and I think that's important in the world that we're living in. It's just to keep that individuality, and I think that's what really draws people to what we do.
I hope it makes them feel good about themselves, that the style fits them just right, the color complements them, and I hope they feel really like an individual.
So, hi everybody, I'm Zach. Thank you all for coming to our little dye workshop.
Part of why we started doing the classes is we wanted to get to know the community, and we wanted to work with them and hear their opinions and value what they have to say about our line. You get to come in, you get to dye 4 pieces, 2 pieces you donate, 2 you keep. One of the donations, it's a dog bandana. The other piece is a scrap piece of fabric, which your entire class is scrap. It gets turned into a quilt, and then we donate those quilts.
I don't think any of us understood or realized how much we were going to love working with people. Now there's people coming in and we're engaged with them. They're enjoying the process. It's been really inspiring to us.
For me, the tie-dye has actually been much more of a therapeutic process. At the end of a really stressful day, to get back there and just to let go and dye and not think about anything else has been the best gift for me. Earlier in 2018, in February, I told my team that I was one of the survivors of Larry Nassar. I saw him when I was 11 years old to the time I was 15, and so it's been a very intense last year, not just for me, but for the 3 people that I work with that had to take on my absences. Part of the physical manifestation from my trauma from him was I have endometriosis.
When Larry Nassar was arrested, she was the first person I called, and she said she hadn't had anything happen. And as she kept getting more sick, then I started to sense that that wasn't true.
I wasn't going to come forward at all. The idea of having to put something on my family that I had been dealing with for 14 years that I knew was incredibly hard. It seemed selfish to put onto someone else to have to deal with. And then after the trial, when the woman spoke, it was one of those things where I was like, I can't be quiet. And it's brought us all a lot closer.
I was relieved to know so we could get into therapy.
So when we were opening the store, I was very sick. So we were trying to come up with stuff that I could do to still help. And one of my mom's ideas, she was like, well, why don't you do the window display? So I decided I was going to make a dress out of all of our own material. I've always loved butterflies. And then I read a quote by Maya Angelou, and it was, I'm not going to say it correctly, but it's, we rarely acknowledge the work that it takes to get to the beauty that a butterfly is. And I realized, I was like, this is exactly what my last year has been. It started with one idea, with one butterfly, and then it just, I needed hundreds to make it happen. And that's sort of what happened as with all of us girls. It started with one woman being willing to share her story, and then hundreds just started coming forward to acknowledge a real change that needs to happen in our country. And they did it. And it doesn't mean that it's over. There is so much work that we have to do. But what happened in this process of creating a dress is that I was able to kind of let go a little bit of the trauma that I had been through and start healing. And so it became very powerful.
And I got to watch her begin to heal. It was an absolute healing process. So art therapy, there's a lot of validity to it.
There are over 300 butterflies on the dress, each one representing one of the sisters. Each one is different, and then they come together to create one piece. My hope is that it just shows that there is a place that you can get to beyond the dark. And so what I hope is that this dress, you can look at it and say, okay, I can get there. I can get to that beauty. I can get to that comfort of being like, this happened to me, this isn't me, but I'm here now because of it, and I'm in a better place.
I think a butterfly flying just kind of describes these women. They're just flying out of cocoons, and they're starting their lives again, and it's beautiful.
Because of the women that came before me, I've been given the ability to be able to feel that confidence that I felt as a young gymnast, and to now feel it again as an adult is something that I don't think I could say thank you enough to any of them. And that the dress is for them, and that's important.